Hello. I'm making this video because CPS got some kind of report about me and told me to take two of my children out of my home. Just so happens that my so-called daughter-in-law, who had one of my kids spend the night, was here and was able to take two of them. The other two with disabilities are still in my home. Come to find out, the CPS worker is working all along with my children's father, who only wants custody of my 12-year-old. He sees her and talks to her all the time. I have not hardly ever seen them. Two of my children are still in my home with disabilities, and their father has not talked to them or seen them or anything. The CPS has not told me anything. I don't know anything. All I know is I'm being investigated. I really don't know anything else. I've taken my kids to emergency doctor. I've taken them to their doctor. I've taken them to their dentist. I've went to all the schools, asked them to send proof. I've been everywhere. I've got a lot of people behind me. But I'm making this video because if you come into my home, you obviously can figure out that my kids are not abused or neglected. They're quite spoiled. I moved into my mother's home about 3 years ago. When we moved in, there was glass shelves everywhere. There was a little path moving. We took several years and emptied this house. Then I had to empty my 3 storage units into the basement. If anybody knows anything about storage units, you cannot empty them on the storage property. You have to take them to your home and go through them. Downstairs is basically our storage unit, and because we all plan on moving into a bigger house, I moved in to take care of my father, my stepfather, that was very sick. He went from being Hulk Hogan to he couldn't even wipe his own butt or lift a spoon, and I was here taking care of him as well as everybody else in the house. He recently passed away. It's been a year now. While he was sick, there was umpteen doctors and social workers and physical therapists and nurses who checked his blood pressure in and out of this home. Not once has anybody ever had any complaints over my care and caregiving over this man. My stepfather, who I love very much. My mother is still sick, and I do the best I can to take care of her. I have disabilities, high anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia. My mother has disabilities. My husband has disabilities. I have 2 children here with disabilities. And I am in charge of everything. The doctor's appointments, the nurse's visit, the social workers that come into this house, the schools, the bills. I'm in charge of taking care of everybody under this roof, and I do it. I may not do it to the best of my ability, but I do it. We started redoing this house, but then we found out when my mother was sick that because of her second mortgage, reverse mortgage, the house is going to the bank. So we are planning on looking for a bigger house to move into it until all this happened. So I'm going to switch the video now.